I'll make a motion to approve staff recommendation for item A, alteration of non-conforming use for a drive-through facility.
And we have a motion and a second to approve item A, the alteration of a non-conforming use. Is there any further discussion? Commissioner Rockwell.
There we go. I am having trouble with this motion for the following, or with this permit for the following reason. We've got required findings for the alteration of non-conforming use, that the enlargement, expansion, relocation, structural alteration, or intensification will be compatible with adjacent property in the neighborhood. I think that the staff report and the neighborhood association letter both point out that this development is better than the existing development, but the required finding is not that it's more compatible, it's that it's compatible. And the neighborhood is in a pedestrian overlay district. And the first prohibition in the pedestrian overlay district language is of drive-throughs. It's in a place with very, very high pedestrian counts, highest pedestrian counts other than the University of Minnesota in downtown. It's got bicycle counts that are the fourth highest bicycle counts in the city in the 2014 bicycle counts. Has two of the top four busiest bus routes in the city of Minneapolis. Comes to the Uptown Transit Center. High frequency routes. And those are just two of many, many routes. And then there's the basic feel of the neighborhood, which is that this is it's a walkable neighborhood. That's the goal of our city codes. It's the goal of the Uptown Small Area Plan. I think I'd have a more nuanced opinion than just wanting to deny this. Perhaps if I thought the fate of the business were on the line, I don't think the fate of Wells Fargo is on the line. I also don't think the fate of this branch is on the line with a drive-through. We have, as Commissioner Kronzer pointed out in an earlier hearing, we've got an Uptown bank with no drive-through down on Hennepin and 24th. It's a U.S. bank. And we've got a Wells Fargo with many, many drive-through lanes about a mile away. That's incidentally another very high transit frequency intersection right by Nicollet and Lake Street. So those desperate for a drive-through can scoot up Lake Street a little bit. The existing building was built in 1973, so it's been there for 42 years. And I worry that we set precedent for another half century by approving a drive-through here. I know that this is pushing the business a little bit, and I realize that. But our charge here is to realize those city plans and visions. And the city laid out a vision to attract a changing workforce, changing talent base, and it's our legal duty to help realize that vision. And I think the vision, under my interpretation, it again does not say that the non-conforming use will be more compatible than existing uses. It says it will be compatible. So I know that this proposal comes after a lot of work and negotiation with city staff and with Stantec and Wells Fargo. And I think that compromise is a big part of what we need to do here. But I think there are compromises in here, which I think are good compromises to make. Uptown Small Area Plan calls for no one-story buildings. This is a one-story building. It's a business. Wells Fargo doesn't want to get in the real estate business and have, residents on top. I can respect that. But this seems like it alters the character for too long a time. And I think it's a legally unsupportable motion.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else? Commissioner Magrino, did you have something to add?
I guess I would say, just for the record, I don't oppose it quite as strongly as Commissioner Rockwell. but we've sort of had two of these now in the past few months where we've had drive-in banks and in prime spots on commercial corridors, and I hope that we can sort of do something with the zoning code to avoid this coming up again in the future.
All right. Does anyone else have anything to say? Commissioner Rockwell.
I think just to respond to Commissioner Magrino, I think in this instance, in the other instance, we had a drive-through and it was not in the pedestrian overlay district. In this instance, I think the zoning code does address this. It is pedestrian overlay district. That is in the zoning code. Pedestrian overlay district explicitly states the drive-throughs are not allowed.
Okay. Well, if no one has anything else, clerk, please call the roll.
Bender? Aye. Kisselman?
Aye.
Cronzer?
Aye.
Magrino?
Aye.
Rockwell?
Right.
Slack?
Aye.
So that's 6-0.
That wasn't 6-0.
Who said no?
Commissioner
nay.
Rockwell voted in opposition.
Thanks.